Hi, this is Christine. It is August 22nd, 2014. It's in the morning. I want to share, this is sort of like a vision / understanding, I guess. And it's something that I used several times. This is from months ago when Anna was talking to us about the apple with the hole that you want the dark worm to come out of the apple so that you can have your tunnel can be open, so when God looks in the hole he can see light because it's open, and instead of seeing dark because the worm is still in there. So I want to share this and hopefully it'll help somebody. I don't know. It's been a while since she did this video, but okay, what I saw is a backyard. Okay, so pretend this is grass. You've got a house back here. You've got yard. This is like your neighbor's yard. And there's houses, you know, all along here. And this is just grass. This is grass. This is yard also. And there's a hole in the dirt, okay, and all the rest of this is just yard. It's kind of, pretend it's like a daycare, and all the children can just run wild in the backyard and have fun and play. It's fenced in. If you want it to be, it could even be a terrarium where it's a glass case, so that you know, the children really are completely sheltered. Like if it rains or snows or anything like that, they're inside the glass casing. But it's grass, it's a yard, and it's a place to run and have fun, and you're safe and protected there. This hole is a hole in the ground, like something that an animal would dig, you know, and then they would go down into the hole, and inside the underground there's channels, and you know, it just breaks off. There's a whole bunch of different routes that you can take, you know, because these animals have created different roads underground that they could take. Now pretend, have you seen those little emoticons? I don't know what they're called, emotion cons or something like that. You know, they're the smiley faces and the winks and the frowns and the laughing. They're the little yellow guys. They look like your little yellow ones, and you can put them in your emails or in your text, you know, little smiley faces. I think they are called emoticons or emotion cons, something like that. But they're just the little yellow smiley faces, and there's all kinds of different ones that you can pick and choose from. So pretend that's what's in here. Okay, so you're gonna go down in your imagination and down, and you can see all the dirt, you know, because you're going down the tunnel in your imagination. Now there is a snake down here. He's like an eel, but he's your friend. Okay, he's black. He's a black snake, but he's your friend. Whenever you go through a emotion that is bothering you, whether it's you're angry, upset, disgusted, you feel cheated, you feel unloved, whatever emotion you go through, you are up here on the grass, okay, and you call down into this hole and you say, depression, come up here, unloved, come up here, anger, come up here, and these little circles, they come up They come from wherever. These are demons, okay? They come up from wherever they've been hiding underground, because they hide in the darkness. So they come up. They have to come up because you've called them. You've seen it and you've called it out for what it is. You've named it. Okay, you don't hide it or run from it. You've named it. So they come out and they stand here before you. And then you say, depression, you will no longer be called depression. You will be called happiness. And he automatically changes and he goes, yay, yay. He starts jumping up and down and he's all happy. And he goes, I'm happiness. And he goes, boing, boing, boing. And he starts jumping around in here and he's playing. He's a happy one now. He's not depression anymore. He's happiness. Unloved. I'm just using these names for example. They're whatever you're struggling with, okay? You just brought unloved up because you were feeling unloved by somebody. And so you called it out for what it is. And you said, you know what, I'm feeling unloved. So you say, unloved, come up here. And he comes from wherever he's hiding underground. He comes up through the tunnel. And then he shows up here on the grass. He's got to show himself to you. And you go to him and you say, unloved, you will no longer be called unloved, but you will be called loved. And you will be loved. And he goes, really? Oh, thank you. And he goes, I'm loved. Oh my gosh, somebody actually loves me. And he goes, boing, 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 because these are our little circles, okay, our little smiley faces. He goes, boing, 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 and he starts playing, and then he goes and finds happiness, and they're like, hey man, how are you? You know, and they high-fiving each other, and they're just having a wonderful time. And then this one is maybe anger, because I think these are the 3 examples I gave. And there's a whole bunch. I mean, guys, you can have like hundreds or thousands of these, okay? Whatever feeling or emotion you're going through. So you called anger up, okay? You got angry with somebody and you say, anger, you know, you realize it first and you confess it. Anger, come up here. So he comes up from hiding wherever he's been hiding down here. He comes up through the earth hole and shows up on the grass, and you say, anger, you will no longer be called angry, but you will be called I don't know, acceptance. And he goes, oh, thank you. So I'm no longer angry. I can accept people now, or you know, whatever the opposite is, okay? And he goes, thank you. And he go, and you say, you may now go play. And he goes, thank you, thank you. And he goes, boing, boing, boing. And he goes and jumps. So pretty soon you're going to have a playroom in this grass backyard of what used to be dark demon spirits that come up here, and you just change their name, and by changing their name you change their personality, and they go from tormenting you down here to being happy and jumping and playing, and they're having a good time. So this becomes like a daycare of beautiful, loving spirits. And anytime you have a spirit down here who's plaguing you, and you realize what it is, and you call it out for what it is, but he's being stubborn and obstinate, and right there you've got 2 emotions. Stubborn and obstinate, I want you to come up here. And they're like, no, I don't want to come up here. I'm stubborn and obstinate. I'm not going to listen to you. Well, that's where this black snake, this eel, he comes up because he is your helper, okay? He's down here, and he's your helper. So he will show up from out of nowhere. He's hiding down here too. And you don't know where he's hiding, but he's alert and he's watching. He's making sure that you guys all come up. And they come up when you call them up, okay? If you don't call them up, they will stay hidden in darkness and they will continue to plague you. So this black snake, he'll just slither up from behind, stubborn and obstinate, and he'll like nip you in the butt or something like that. And he's like, oh, yikes! And all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. And stubborn and obstinate, they just go running up the tunnel, you know, past all the dirt, and pop, they just come right out of the hole, and they're right there on the grass. And then you can rename them. You know, stubborn, you will no longer be called stubborn. You will be called, you know, giving. And obstinance, you will no longer be called obstinance. you know, you're gonna be somebody who people can get along with. You're gonna stop being obstinate. And he goes, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then they just, boing, and you say, you know, and you tell them, okay, you may now go and play. Thank you, Christine, thank you. Boing, boing, boing. And then they just start playing. And in the yard, and pretty soon you've got all these little happy, smiley facey children emotions, and all they are is those little yellow smiley faces, and they just go boing, 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 little bouncy balls, and they're just happy. So you got to bring all your darkness, all your dark feelings, your dark emotions, when they come to you and they pick on you or make you feel bad, call it out. See it for what it is. Call the name out and tell them, come up here, and get them out of the hole. And if they're stubborn, if they don't want to come up, this snake here will bite them in the butt, and it'll just shoot them up there. And they're like, whoa, yikes, okay, I'm getting up there, I'm getting up there. And then when they get up here into the sunshine on the grass, then you can rename them. So this is what I called the Garden of Healing. This came to me because Anna mentioned about getting the worm out of the hole, out of the apple. And this is the hole, you guys. So you want the worm, the darkness, to come up out of the hole so you can bring everything into the light. And this is where all of your dark spirits that were plaguing you and were a pain, they're all changed and transformed, and they're all happy and jumping around and playing and getting along, and it's wonderful. And this guy here is your helper. And then when all of this is cleared out and you have all your emotions gone, your dark emotions gone, and they're all changed into happiness, and they're all playing up here, bouncing around, playing and happy, the last thing to come up is this worm. And he comes up out of the hole, and as he's coming up, it's going to freak you out, because you're going to start seeing the top of a black snake or a black head, you know, and it's going to start pulling out, and you're just going to see this like long tube snake thing, which is kind of gross. But what's going to happen is the black head of the snake is underneath the ground still, and as he's coming up, he starts changing, and the head comes up out of the it's dark while it's underneath the ground, but as it comes out of the hole, the black head starts turning into a colorful head. The black snake body starts turning into a colorful butterfly body. It starts growing wings, and by the time the snake is completely out of the hole, it just comes out and it stands right here. This is you, and this is your butterfly. Your worm has now become a butterfly. It was a worm underground. It's now a butterfly when it steps out of the hole. And whatever your name is, my name is Christine, you know, obviously, because I told you that in the video, at the beginning of the video. So your butterfly would be called Miss Christine. So whatever your name is, you just put a Miss in front of it, or a Mr. if you're a guy. And you've overcome. Your worm came out of the hole in the apple, and it's become a butterfly. And that butterfly can now fly, and you can ride on its back. Miss Christine Butterfly that overcame can fly you to wherever you need to go. It's just like those fairy tale movies where you're riding on the back of a dragon or something like that. And except this isn't a dragon, it's a butterfly, and it's Miss Christine Butterfly, and it's Miss whatever your name is, Butterfly. So get rid of all this, and if you ever have more dark spirits that come to plague you, like maybe something from your childhood that you forgot about, and it shows its head because somebody brought something into your life that kind of poked and prodded you, and you realize this is a sensitive area in your life that you never looked at, see it for what it is. Thank the Lord for bringing it to your attention, because it's something that needs healing that you obviously forgot about. Call it up, say, you know, come up here from wherever you're hiding in these channels. And the caterpillar or the butterfly, she can also go back in here and become a worm if you need her to. And she can, you know, nip them in the butt if they're being stubborn and they don't want to come to the surface. But you call them, and usually when you call them, they have to obey you. So you can always come back here, guys, if you ever need, if you ever, you know, run into more dark emotions that you didn't realize you had, and the Lord's bringing it to your attention because it needs to be looked at. So just call them up, have them come up through the tunnel, and even imagine yourself, you know, seeing all the dirt on the side of the tunnel. Bring it up to the surface, rename it, and then tell it, go play, go have fun. Okay, and that's how you're going to get rid of your darkness. That's why I call it, this is a garden, a daycare, because you got plants and flowers in here, all kinds of fun things to play with and to enjoy. This is happiness. This daycare playground area, this is happiness. I call it the Garden of Healing. That's the name that came to me, because this is where you get healed, guys. So I pray this helps somebody. I know it helped me, and I thank God for showing this to me. And like I said, it came to me just when Anna mentioned in one of her previous videos a while back about the worm coming out of the apple, so that the hole that the worm is in, when the Lord looks into that hole, he doesn't see darkness because the worm's still stuck in it. And the worm's down here, it's your dark emotions. But instead the worm has come out. She's come out. She's now a butterfly, transformed butterfly. A worm transformed into a beautiful butterfly that can fly you wherever you need to go spiritually. You can just go for a ride on her if you want. You know, you don't even have to go anywhere. Just go sightseeing or something like that. But yeah, so when the Lord looks into the apple, he just sees an open tube. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's when he can communicate with you. There's no obstructions. Okay, guys, I hope this helps somebody. Have a great day, and thank you. God bless. Okay, bye-bye.